Hello, traders, and welcome to another RLT Pivot podcast. My name is Tracy. I'm one of the hosts today, and I am joined with Dan Jansen, my co-host, and a special guest that I'll have him introduce. Now, just before we get started, a reminder that if you find value in what we're doing, please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and don't forget to hit the notification bell. Our chat is live. We would love your questions, so throw them in there, and we'll get a chance to answer them as soon as we can. Dan, how's it going?
What is up, Tracy? No, good to be here again, back again for another episode of Pivot Podcast. I'm excited about this one because you don't see too much content anywhere really of what we're going to get into. There's a lot more that goes into trading than hitting buttons and either taking losses. You deal with a lot of the psyche that you have, and honestly, there's nobody better that I know in my life to talk to about this. And she's helped so many traders in the real life trading community and outside. But Svetlana's here. What is up, Svetlana?
Hey guys, so good to be here. Yeah, thank you for having me. Thank you.
Super pumped for you to join us today.
So tell us a little bit about yourself, Svetlana.
As many of you might know, I am a wife of Jeremy Newsome, and I've been in a spiritual self-development mindset, emotional intelligent space for over 10 years. So everything that has to do with soul and emotions and mind, I've studied very deeply. That is the aspect that I love the most about human beings. I find it's very fascinating, being able to unlock some of those limitations in order to be able to truly step into the life of our dreams, the life that excites us, fulfills us, and makes us feel whole. So that's a little bit about what I am and what I do. I help people every day to free their light so they can shine bright and impact many.
That's awesome. That is awesome. Now, before we came on air, we were having a little bit of a discussion about some of the things that Dan and I come into contact with our students, some of the issues that they come about. Dan, did you want to kind of elaborate on some of the things that you were talking about?
Yeah, I know in a lot of the mentor groups, and I wouldn't even say new people, but people struggle with it even if you've been trading for a long time. You know what to do, you have your plan, but a lot of times you have the emotion that comes in with the trade of it's a lot easier for somebody to get really excited when they make a small amount of money, even though it's not at the target or anything like that. But they're also more or less willing to just sit there for a full loss. So let's say their R is $500. As soon as the trade starts going green, $100, like, I'm so excited, I'm going to bail, take the profit. But they're sitting on the losers for more, and they have clear spots to move stops, things like that, but they don't. So I know that was one of the things that I think a lot of the newer traders especially have issues trying to overcome something like that. What would you say to a trader in that position?
So really, I feel like it comes to two things. One is a discipline, and another one is being very comfortable with pain. So we are, as a society, addicted to pain. We know how to do stress, we know how to do anxiety, we know how to do pain, but we don't really know as well how to do joy and pleasure and happiness and abundance. We know how to struggle and how to survive. And those emotions are actually, they live in our body, they live in our emotional field. So we are quite comfortable with pain. And taking on a full profit, a lot can come with that, right? Who am I? Maybe there is some subconscious beliefs that are trying to sabotage that success, that ability to truly be a successful and amazing trader. And while consciously no one would really put it in such a perspective, it's like, why would I? Of course I want to. There are so many different limiting beliefs and fears that run within us. And I call them like little cockroaches that are creeping out there. And so it's very important to catch all of them to really understand what is it I believe in? What would happen if I actually am very successful as a trader? What would my life look like if I have all that abundance and all of that prosperity and all the money to live, to do anything I want? I don't know how to live that life yet. Right? I know how to live the life that requires me to overcome every single day, to be in front of computer, to learn more, to become more. But what would it look like if I already have it? Wow, that's scary. That's unknown. So really my suggestion would be is to start practicing small, how to focus on pleasure, how to focus on being enough as you are, how to focus on joy and happiness, and learn how to live in that state. And the more you live in that state, the easier the trading becomes, the easier to accept abundance and the big wins become.
So do you do that through visualization, or what kind of techniques would you use to actually get yourself into that space?
Visualization is a great one, Tracy. Yes, absolutely. And then just being here and now, and a gratitude, and seeing, wow, I already have these things. Wow, I made this type of money. How incredible, how abundant it is. And really putting yourself, celebrating wins, celebrating small moments, celebrating life, celebrating joy, celebrating family, just really learning how to celebrate, how to be happy in life. And lots of time it actually comes into being here and now, being present in where you are at today, because today is the best day that you can have. Tomorrow isn't guaranteed. Hopefully it happens, but who knows? And so if you can really bring that happiness and joy and fulfillment into now and start expanding that, then you're bringing more and more, and you're creating more and more of the future that you want.
So do you think that the why around why some people are trading plays into some of that?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And why is always very important in everything that we do, because clarity is power. If you're not clear about what you're doing or why you're doing or what are you doing it for, you're more likely just to be all over the place floating. Right? It's like, oh, I win, I lose, because I don't really even know what is this all for.
Right.
But when you're clear on your why, when you're clear on your life, on your dream, on your purpose, on your family, on whatever that is, then the energy becomes more direct and it flows a lot easier.
Does it matter what that why is?
It does. As
Okay.
long as your why is your deepest heart desire, it will move you very far. But if your why comes from fear or pain or trying to prove something to someone, trying to, prove my ex, I can do it, you watch it, right? If it comes with a lot of unsettling, hurtful, painful emotions, it is more likely to make trading kind of up and down and all over the place.
Well,
So
that's
I
good.
know you're talking about being in the present, enjoying currently what you have. For a lot of people, not just traders, but a lot of people, you're looking into the future. I mean, the whole market, we're not investing on the current price, we're investing on where we think it could go, right? So we're constantly thinking in the future. You might have bills to pay, mortgage at the end of the month, you have kids you got to pick up from school. All of this type of stuff plays in. What are some of the things you would do to ground yourself today, and really, how much of a conscious effort do you have to take in order to be able to really grasp and harness that concept?
Mhm.
My favorite tools are breath work and meditation. I really have no clue how anyone stays sane in this life without meditation. It's so easy to lose yourself if you do not spend 5, 10, 15 minutes a day connecting with yourself, with your soul, with your light, with your truth. And that's what meditation truly does. It shows I am important. My connection with divine is important. My connection with myself, me learning myself, trusting myself, and loving myself is important. And just really sitting there. In prayer, we ask, and meditation, we receive. Sitting there with our mouths closed, with our eyes closed, and being able to receive the divine guidance, being able to receive the gentleness of a soul, the truth, the awareness that you are so much more than this physical body that is so stressed, right? Because when you're trading because of stress, because you have to make that money, it's very difficult. It's just so difficult. But when you're trading from a place of abundance and joy, it's like, oh my God, this is so cool. This is like a game. I can create anything I want. And this is just a way to do it. Then you don't have the same painful attachment. And the emotional charge is very positive. You're way more likely to make great trades, good decisions, and follow your plan.
So that
And
leads
breath
me
work, right?
that leads me to this question then, because I know that there are a lot of people out there that are not financially in a position to not be, I want to say, worried about money. They have bills to pay. The debt collector might be right around the corner, or the house might just be that close to being repossessed, or whatever it might be. They have financial troubles and they're on the brink of, like, this is their last hope type of thing. So how do you find that gratitude and ground yourself when you're inside of that desperation?
I think it's a little bit. I had a very personal experience when it comes to loss. And as some of you know, I was married once before, and Reggie, he passed away. My son was 1 at that time. And I remember asking for having a conversation with God, because at that moment you are desperate for anything. And the conversation went something like that: take everything away. Take away the home, take away all the money, take away my health. Just give me him back. And just give me something that I am still able to change, that I'm still able to do something about. And I have a dear friend of mine who got into coma, and she's still in a coma, and it's been two weeks. And so having that mortality and understanding that today might be the best day, tomorrow might not be. You can plan and you can do all of those things. And I absolutely say do so. Do so. Create this amazing, magnificent, beautiful future. But do not forget that the life is happening now. And even though there might be, you are desperate and the money is hard, I'm sure if you center yourself into grace, you can see some blessings in life. You can see some blessings in life. My favorite teacher in India, she actually graduated Stanford, went to India, had awakening, and never went back. And she was just very committed to truth. And she said it's fascinating how in India, people would be so poor and they will be living, if anyone been in India, you would see their homes will be made of trash bags and sticks. And she said, especially in the beginning, she would have a conversation with those people and she'll bring them food and say, I'm so sorry, like you're so poor. And they'll say, I'm not poor. I have a meal today to eat. That person next to me, my neighbor, is poor. They don't have arms and legs. They cannot do anything. They are poor. And she said she will come to, because she was originally from California, and she will speak to, NBA players, and she will speak to Stanford professors. And she will say, how abundant do you feel? You know, how prosperous do you feel? And they're like, oh, no, 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 not yet. When my kids are out of college, I will feel then like I can do and live my life, right? No, 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 not yet. When I win another game and I get another ring in NBA, then I will feel fulfilled, prosperous, and abundant. Right? A lot of it is just a shift in perspective more than the truth. Being in America, like this is already, being poor in America is a dream for many, many people. And so just coming into the gratitude and recognizing, wow, there is a way for me. There is hope. I'm capable. There is still something I can do. There is something that I can change. And focusing on that and bringing that into the space of trading.
What would you say to somebody, obviously with the Pivot Podcast, we do focus on a lot of newer traders. Maybe some of the viewers haven't actually even took a trade yet. They're a little fearful of the markets, and they've heard their entire life, whoever trades the markets loses. There's 80% of people fail, all that stuff. And they're hesitant to get into the markets. What would you say to somebody that sees an opportunity, but is not able to really kind of overcome that fear?
A lot of people, especially in the trading community that I work with, had a situation in their life where they lost money or where they made a bad money decision. And whether it was in a market or it wasn't in a market or somewhere else. And so now they are taking that experience. Maybe I'm not good with money. I cannot truly trust myself. Or everyone else says that it is very, very risky. Is it okay? And so they take that experience of themselves, right? Losing it once or making a bad money, a financial decision, and they are bringing it into their life. What I would say is do not make your life lesson into a life sentence.
Let's repeat that again.
So many people do not make your life lesson into a life sentence.
Yeah, you guys got that? That's a take home right there.
So many people live in jail. They're living in jail, the jail that they created for themselves. And they're unable to step out of the jail. You didn't have the same tools, the same knowledge, the same information as you do right now. You weren't the same person. Now you're way more intelligent. Now you're studying, you're brilliant, you are learning. So take all of the lesson that you need to learn from that experience where you lost that money, where it didn't go the way it went. To make it a lesson, make it one of your greatest lessons in life, and free yourself from the jail and start living your life. If you want to be a great trader, again, you have every tool to be so, but you must start trusting yourself and releasing yourself from the jail of the past experiences. Because again, Tracy, Dan, what happens usually, we will have a known past, and then we'll bring it into our present. And by having that in our present, we bring it into the future. So our past becomes our future. Right? So we need to stop it somewhere. We need to stop, okay, I'm not that person anymore. I'm smarter. I'm more educated now. I have mentors. I have people who are holding my hand. I have people who are helping me out. I can read another book. And so start with something. Start small. Maybe don't go all the way in, right? Do not put everything that you have, but start building the trust with yourself.
That is brilliant. That is just simply brilliant. You guys need to take all of this in. What she's saying is absolutely 100%. I mean, it's gold. That's all I got to say. It's gold. So I realize that, you know, and this is just an epiphany that I'm having right now, because I value the fact that I don't procrastinate. Yeah, I get things done right away. I'm very much a doer. But what I just recognize now is that in life, I'm a procrastinator. So just in the global scheme of life. And what I mean by that is when you're saying accept the happiness and be in the now, it's that pursuit, which I think Western world is addicted to, that pursuit of happiness, the pursuit or the chase in a relationship, the chase for money, the chase for whatever. That is, seems to be a Western world addiction. And that's what we need to stop doing, right? So
Yes. And because it's very looked up to, it's very honorable,
mhm,
right? It's very honorable to pursue, it's very honorable to work hard, it's very honorable. And it's not just to have and be and enjoy. People get lost in it.
mhm,
How do I do that? What does it look like?
mhm,
Right? But that's a whole idea of the pursuit. And it never ends.
mhm.
It never ends.
No, for sure.
Sometimes we just gotta start living.
There you go. So and another thing that we deal with a lot is fear. And I mean, this feels like it's all tied together to some degree, but um, just to break it down a little bit easier, fear of pulling the trigger, even. What do you think that is kind of tied to? So I have a lot of traders that they're afraid to actually place a trade.
Fear has a lot of emotion underneath it. So it's really important to recognize what is that fear and where is it coming from. A Course in Miracles, a metaphysical text, says that in life, there are only two emotions, love or fear. Everything else is emotion of love. So you're experiencing anger, frustration, sadness, disbelief, you are in fear. You're experiencing gratitude, compassion, kindness, alignment, you are in love.
Hmm.
So that makes life quite easy, right? You're either in love or you're in fear. That's it. And so when you find yourself in fear to put the trigger, ask yourself, what am I afraid of? To be wrong, to look like a fool, to be successful, to what is underlying emotion that actually needs healing? What is actually going on? Because it's so individual and so particular for each person. I wish it was this, one thing, one mass thing, just do that and that's it. Where everyone is so unique, so personal, and we have different struggles, different upbringings, different childhood that we went through. So it's important for you when you are sitting there and you want to come into the trade or place the trade to ask yourself, if you're not doing it, what am I afraid of? What am I truly afraid of? What is underneath all of this? It might be that I will go against my father if I become successful and I make money. It might be that my relationship with my spouse might be ruined if I truly start making money in the stock market, and I'll be making more than my spouse and I will leave them because I wouldn't have the same dependency. It's really, Tracy, honestly, it's very, very individual, and it's a great way to look and find what is really going on and then ask, what is the truth?
Mm-hmm.
How can I get in this trade in love?
Have you seen
What is the love aspect here?
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen some traders that you might have worked with personally where they have the sense of, I don't deserve to have the $1 million account, I don't deserve to have the wins, and then therefore a lot of because of that mindset of like, I'm just click buttons, I don't know what I'm doing, like I shouldn't have this money. And if so, what are some of the ways to kind of overcome the I don't deserve to have that mindset?
The vision, the vision for the future, right? The clarity of why. Why do I need this money? Right? Why is that important to me to have that $1 million in account? And it is not only for me, it is for my impact in the world. What can I create? What can I make? What can I give? What can I share? Who can I truly become? What is the truth of me? When we know the truth of us, it becomes a lot easier to be worthy and feel deserving of that $1 million. But for as long as you have no clue really what it is all for, right? You're just like a fish flip-flopping everywhere. And, the whole idea is like money just for the sake of having money. It's not how money works. That's not the energy of money. Money always comes for what you need. Always comes for what you need. And if your need is to save 20 children every month, and you need $20,000, and to build a water well that's cost another $10,000, to build a school that's cost another $30,000, and provide for yourself and for your family. If your need, not a one day when I'll become rich, I'll do something good, right? If that becomes your need, guess what? Money shows up for that. Guess what? You become very deliberate with trading. You become disciplined. You follow the plan. You check in on your emotions. You don't go and start trading when you feel wacky, and had just a giant fight with your spouse, right? You might take a day off and really check yourself in and bring yourself into the space of alignment before you go and start trading. I find most people lose a lot of money when they just have a bad day somewhere else, boyfriend leaves, girlfriend leaves, whatever else happens, they'll go and blow everything up. Like, that's not the time to trade. That's time to heal. It's time to take a week off and breathe and be compassionate towards yourself and to see what's going on, right? But again, instead they get angry. Oh, I'll show you. And they start getting into random weird trades.
That is such great insight. Great insight. Svetlana, it has been wonderful to have you here. We're running out of time, and before we go, I want to make sure that if people want to get in touch with you, we're going to throw some links in our description of the classes, because you have some classes that are available. Did you want to talk briefly about how people can get in touch with you or what all that's about?
Yeah. Yes. The best way is email, Svetlana at thelightfreedom.com. My website is thelightfreedom.com. You can find some meditations there and course schedules and things like that. I do teach 3 courses. One is called the Dreams course. Most of you guys are familiar with that. A lot of traders went through this particular course. It is really about how to create the life that is beyond your wildest dreams. It is about that clarity, connection with the divine, downloading your deepest heart desires in your heart, getting out of just the head and idea of society, what you're supposed to have, and actually checking with yourself what you truly want. Another one is a soulful evolution and self-knowledge. It is for those who truly want to learn how to live through their heart, what their intuition speaks life, and how to go from a girl to a queen, or from a boy to a king, and live in that space. Yes. And I actually doing a collaboration with one of my favorite human beings in the world, Wendy Yates, and she is a designer. And so we put together a course called Heal Your Life Through Your Environment, because our environment supports us fully. And if our environment full of clutter, if you don't even know what you have, if you don't like where you live, it's actually pretty hard to trade. And it's pretty hard to actually step into the dream life. So that particular course is how to create a beautiful, loving energy in your home that supports you on your journey of your dreams and the truly abundant and prosperous life. And this class starts on August 7th. So yes, you can go to healthy.com. It is HYLTYE, Heal Your Life Through Your Environment.com, and sign up. And we're actually giving a 50% inauguration discount for the first 20 people who will sign up.
Okay, that's awesome. That's awesome. And we will throw some links, like I said, in the description. If you guys want to reach out to Svetlana, you can do that. And for all our podcast listeners right now, if you need any of that information again, please, you can either email myself, Tracy, Tracy, at reallifetrading.com, and I'll get you in touch with Svetlana, or you can email Dan at reallifetrading.com as well. Now, it has been a blast. I love having you here. It has been so good to talk to you. Before we go, we do have another announcement, and that is the winners for the game show for next week. So we have our Hollywood Squares happening next week, and the two lucky winners are Jay Lindner and Fayez Wahab. So I hope I pronounced that correctly, and if I didn't, I apologize. But we need to confirm that you guys meet the criteria, and if you don't, then we're going to have to go to our runners-up. So stay tuned for next week's class, next week's episode, because it's going to be a blast. And Dan, take it away.
This is too soon. You guys down to stay like another half hour? Like that? I wish we could, but we got to get you back, Svetlana, for sure, because mind blown all the time. Incredible.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you for having me, guys. Thank you. I appreciate you.
Definitely. And let's see, where's the like button? Hit that like button. We need more likes. Make sure you guys subscribe to Real Life Trading, the YouTube channel, and check out reallifetrading.com for all the free education on how to trade the markets. And we will see all of you guys next week for the game show. I can't wait. I got to get ready for this thing.
Later, guys.
That would be.